Welcome. We return today after an absence of several days with a new theme for a beautiful and world-famous food of Moroccan cuisine and famous for its special red city of Marrakesh. The Moroccan cuisine ceremony since ancient times with many foods characterized by its fame and associated with its mention in its name, and perhaps among the most important of these foods, which was known popular ity by visitors and tourists coming from different places, couscous, which has remained and remains the favorite food of Moroccans, for several reasons, including that it contains all the spices and vegetables available to Moroccan cuisine and other things, which makes it a food rich in vitamins. In addition, this food remains a way to find out the skill of Moroccan women in the field of cooking and taste of food, where the parents of the next man on marriage tested the girl required for marriage by asking her to make couscous to see how good she is in this field. It is not only the couscous that has known this fame, but other food that has characterized Moroccan cuisine and made it universally unique, such as the tread, which was unique to Moroccan villages before it was also crowded into by cities, and the tagine, which is characterized by being a food cooked on low heat, often a coal fire. Tangier, which is entirely associated with Morocco's Marrakesh, remains one of the most distinctive in the history of Moroccan cuisine and in the history of this ancient city. What is this strange food? What made her eat alone from other Moroccan and international food? Tangier is an ancient Marrakesh food with distinction, and as the name indicates, it was derived from the pottery pot tagine, which was and still is the main pot in the Moroccan house before it was crowded in this function modern iron pots where the daily food of the people of the house was cooked. Tangia is also a pottery vase, which resembles a round-the-clock, topped by a circular opening that is the gateway to the introduction and output of cooking materials. As for the method of preparation, it remains a very simple process where the preparation process does not take a long time, in addition to its lack of spices and spices only a few of them. The method of cooking it is completely contrary to the normal cooking method where it is taken to the live oven, and the person in charge Frenchy, is charged with the cooking process where he cooks it on the warmth of the ash of fire left by the oven, so the role of the latter remains important in cooking Tangia because of his experience in the cooking process, which varies from toning to another according to the types of meat, which makes him choose the right place for cooking and the right time for it. The most important thing that distinguishes the Marrakesh Tangier from the Moroccan tagine remains that the latter remains the prerogative of women, while Tangier remains a men's food with distinction. Historical accounts indicate that traditional Marrakesh makers, traditional craftsmakers, used to set Friday as a holiday to break from the trouble of weekly work. During the day, they would go out for a walk in the embrace of nature, and they commissioned one of them to prepare the tinge, which does not sweeten the picnic session, the tan or the male sessions and listen only to it. Preparing them in such a way that is not familiar to men, especially holidays or religious or national holidays, relieved women of their daily work in the kitchen and gave them the opportunity to visit their family and relatives. Like all food and food, the variety of tastes varied according to the varieties of food they contained, and according to the social category to which their content was directed. There are also many types of tangi according to the taste and color of the food that it carries, including the so-called red pepper, due to the fact that it contains a pot of red pepper, including al-mala, which tastes sweet, and roofed, where the meat is prepared on the way to barbecue, and remains regular, of the most widespread types for easy cooking and characterized by the excellent taste that rules each of the taste and taste of taste. In general, the Marrakesh Tangia remains a distinctive taste in Moroccan cooking, a cultural and historical heritage that transcends its temporal and spatial surroundings, and its mention is linked to the city's heritage and its breathtaking beauty, which excites every visitor to Marrakesh the desire to revisit, taste its dishes and bathe in its picturesque nature. And in the end, thank you for following my channel and promising you more interesting topics about Moroccan cuisine.